So there has been an update. It's been a new filing from the prosecutor's office, from the U.S. assistant U.S. attorneys, from the U.S. attorney's office, and apparently, if you hear what Traplo Ross and Poetic Flacco are saying, apparently it's this super big deal, this new filing that they're really coming after Durk. I mean, they have been coming after Durk already, but this filing, there's really no major update in this filing. Besides, there's a new charge in a new indictment that came out yesterday, and the charge is it's an additional charge of stalking resulting in death in violation of 18 United States Code sections 2261A2, A, B, 2261B1. Okay, so new charges, they bring these new charges because in case they can't get a conviction under the murder for hire or a first degree murder or a conspiracy to murder, so they bring in these charges where the elements are much easier to meet, right? And so in case they can't get a conviction under that, or in case some of these defendants, it would be harder to prove that they were involved in some murder for hire plot, well, they might have an easier time proving this other charge of stalking resulting in death. So this is them just bringing another charge, second superseding charging defendant Bax and his co-conspirators. So this is a new charge they're bringing against him and his co-conspirators, which would be much easier to prove. And so I don't know what that tells you guys. I mean, the way Poetic Flacco Traplo Ross is putting it is that this is some big deal, or that they just have like a strong case. I don't know. The need to bring in these extra charges are kind of like creating a net, in case you can't charge them under murder for hire and all these other charges you're trying to charge them with. In case you can't get a conviction, what you can try to do is get a charge of stalking resulting in death, which I don't know what the consequences of that are, but we can look that up if you guys want. But that could still be, some serious consequences. So additionally to that, they said what they've said before. But this second paragraph, guys, in this motion, this second paragraph here is literally the prosecutor's office watching all these videos. The prosecutor's office is paying attention to all these videos in the media, to what people are thinking, to what people are saying. And that's the only reason they brought this here, this second paragraph, because they've already stated this stuff. And so this is specifically because they know it's going to hit the media and it's going to change the narrative, right? And so let's read through it and see what they want the media to see and to read, because they've already said this in the previous motion. There's nothing new here. Defendant Banks has presented a false narrative that he is being prosecuted and detained because of his violent lyrics. All right, that's been a big issue in the media, where these lyrics come out early, not, and then he put out this video of, protect black art and stuff like that. And so here it is, they're addressing that. This claim is and has always been baseless. The SSI the superseding indictment contains no allegations about defendant's lyrics. Instead, just like every iteration of the indictment before it, the superseding indictment contains significant allegations that show defendant's alleged role in the execution-style murder of SR on a busy street corner in Los Angeles. These allegations and the other evidence the court considered during defendant's December 2024 detention hearing leave no doubt that defendant is an ongoing danger to witnesses and the community and a flight risk. He should remain detained pending trial. So this is really not big. All right. I guess what they're saying is here we fixed the indictment. So this is the third superseding indictment. And since you guys begged for it, we'll give you another one. But with this one, we got our ducks in order. And not only did we get our ducks in order, but you know what? We're adding another charge. All right. And these elements are much easier to meet. So they're really going in on the defense counsel. They must have really took offense to that motion to dismiss, and they just thought, oh yeah, that's cute, watch this. And so not only is Durk not going to get bail, which is almost a certainty, but on top of that, he's got a new charge, so that sucks. But this is it. Now let's have a look at some of these charges. Let's see. I mean, it's difficult to kind of see what the elements are. So I'm going to take you guys quickly. I'm not going to take you guys through the elements, because you guys can put it together. Travels in interstate or foreign commerce or present within the special maritime territorial jurisdiction of the United States, or enters or leaves Indian country with the intent to kill, injure, harass, intimidate, or place under surveillance with intent to kill, injure, harass, or intimidate another person, and in the course of, as a result of such travel or presence, engages in conduct that places that person in reasonable fear of death or serious bodily injury to that person, immediate family member. So they can prove this easily. All right, for certain people in there, they can prove this. These elements would probably be much easier to prove, but you'd have to look at the case law to analyze, like, what would they actually have to prove in terms of elements. However, what we can look at here is the actual potential sentence he's looking at for something like this. So let's search it up. Okay, interstate domestic violence. Travel connected. The person who traveled into. Okay, so this is to a partner, so we're not going to go into that one. Let's go back. I guess it's going to be under this one. Let's copy. And this is all online, all for free, guys. Okay, except as provided. So if the victim of an offense is under the age of 18, is 5 years or greater, the person subject sentence is 18. Alright, so this is about 18. Alright, I guess we got to go back to that one. 2261B. I know, guys. This might be a little boring, but I don't know. I'm trying to get better at making these videos. Alright, let's see. But because this says interstate. Oh, shit. Okay, so if this is what that charge falls under. Wait, hold on. Let's have a look. Alright. So it's 18. So this is 2A, B, 2261B1. Okay. That's what we're at, I think. Alright. What is this? 2261B. Alright, guys. Whoa. He's already in deep shit. Lil Durk is already in deep shit. If he gets charged with murder for hire, he's done. But if a person violates this section, wow, the penalty is life or any term of years if death of the victim results. My God. If they can prove that Lil Durk was... Oh my God, guys. This is insane. Because it's much easier elements to prove than murder for hire. If they can prove that Lil Durk just stalked this person, and that stalking alone resulted, or was behind the stalking, and it resulted in the death, even if it's much harder to prove murder for hire. So if they could just prove this, that it resulted in the death of SR, God damn, he's looking at for life or any term of years. Oh my God, bro, that's insane. Alright, that is insane, guys. So be careful if you're out there stalking someone and you think it's all a game or whatever, and that person ends up getting a car accident and he dies, and it's interstate. You came from out of state to stalk this person, a woman, a partner, anyone, and that person dies. You are looking at life or any term of years, guys. Even if he gets in a car accident, but it's your fault, you were stalking him. Oh my, you guys, man, this is trouble. He's looking at life for any terms of years. Yeah, man. Lil Durk, deep shit, man. He's in deep shit, that's for sure. But besides that, that's an additional charge. Besides that, there's not much here. I want to show you guys some other things, but I don't want to show any private details about myself. Let's see. All right, let's leave it there. All right, guys. I know you hate. Oh, nobody's really watching my videos. I used to get way more views, but I'm trying again. Just to have fun. All right. Peace.